Hey guys, welcome to FeedBack. I'm Annie.
And I'm Scott.
Let's get into some questions, comments.
Yeah, let's do that.
So the first were from the adorable talking robot in space. We talked about this cute little guy who's going to be flying into space with on a Japanese-built rocket. And LD Social Studies writes, that would be so cool talking to a robot. I guess we might see a robot or android like Lieutenant Commander Data soon, or Fassbender's character in Prometheus. Did you see that?
Yeah, David.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, would you want to be in space with him?
No.
I have mixed feelings. I really like Michael Fassbender.
Yeah, I saw Shame. I wouldn't want to be trapped with that.
I saw that too.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be trapped with that thing. That thing is gigantic.
I saw it on Christmas.
Wow, what a family movie. I guess it is a Yule log.
Anyway, so point being, androids can be both good or evil, I guess.
Either way, they're huge.
Yeah. And Keegan Bryan also writes, what if this robot were also made available in the US? Would Annie buy one for herself? Probably not, but I'd be stoked if someone gave one to me.
My friend, I had a couple of friends who had Aibos, those Sony robot dogs, and they were cool, but I was glad I didn't pay $5,000 to have one. Yeah. But I don't know if I would want this robot because the voice in it is like, it's like so loud and
maybe
shrill.
You can change it.
Yeah, I hope so. Anyway, I talked about the haptic feedback controllers that I saw at E3, which TSB 2041 wrote in saying, I wanted to see the shotgun rumble. Oh well, assuming that Scott's reception of the feedback was authentic, this could make for a very interesting experiment. I don't know if or when this tech will become standard for consoles, which has me worried about whether or not the technology will be properly utilized. First of all, the Xbox One controller is doing a version of this, not quite what this kind of haptic feedback is. With the triggers, they're going to put like little mini rumble packs inside the triggers. However, yes, my reaction was totally authentic. It felt really cool. It actually felt like someone was shocking your fingers, or when you no, not in a bad way. You know when you run and you can feel your heartbeat like in your fingers sometimes or in your neck. It felt like that for the heartbeat part. I was like, wow, that feels kind of weird.
Interesting.
Yeah. Anyway, Sam Peterson also wrote in saying, I like the feedback, but would you be able to turn it off? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe.
Well,
that was a question I didn't ask because I've never really turned off Rumble, so I don't see a problem with it. Anyway, and I also talked about the iPhone waterproof cases, which I think almost everyone in there, including DanBad67, wrote, life-proof! Took underwater photos, no problem! Comes with waterproof adapter for headphones. Does not hinder phone operation, and I can hear and talk perfectly. Love it, $80 at Walmart. Yeah, I was going to include the life-proof case, but I think anyone who's looking for a waterproof case already knows it existed, so I was like trying to highlight other ones, especially like the super expensive ones. But yeah, LifeProof is a great case. I totally agree with everyone in the comments.
Okay, next up, what is your email worth to cyber criminals? There's this new website where you can link your Gmail to all these different accounts and kind of assess like how much each of those would be worth on the resale market. Lalo Ruiz writes, I am worthless. No, $0.00. No, you're not. That is so not true. But actually, that's a good thing. That's a good thing if you're worthless on this web. That means you're probably being more careful than most people.
Worth $1 million.
On the other hand, Hassan writes that he's worth $150. I'd really like to know how you came up with that number. I wish you'd added more detail about that.
Yeah, Hassan, I have $150.
Let us know if you're watching this, Hassan. I'd be curious.
If you would like $150 from me, and I will own you.
Hopefully we can expense that.
Okay,
right?
yeah, we can totally expense that for research purposes.
Okay, and next up, emergency alert systems are easy to hack. Some people determined that they're very easy to hack. And we already knew that because of the situation that happened in Montana a few months ago.
Yep.
Caramel Zappa writes, I think the more troubling thing is that I no longer use any services that the emergency alert system affects, like radio and TV, which are no longer a part of your habits. Me too. I mean, I don't watch live TV anymore. I listen to the radio when I'm driving sometimes.
Right.
But
well, luckily we live in a city that tests the emergency alert system, the citywide alert system, every Tuesday at noon. and you know it's noon in San Francisco because air raid sirens go off.
Yeah, yeah.
And if you're traveling, you're like, uh-oh, North Korea just shot something, right?
Yeah,
and then
if you're not used to it,
No.
it would probably freak you
The
out.
only time, but it does work. It does train all the residents of the city to listen to it, because the one time, it went off a couple of months ago randomly at like 4:47 in the afternoon on a Sunday, and everyone was like, what's going on? What is happening? And it was just someone accidentally pushed the button.
Oops.
So, oops. So it does work. So I don't know what that has to do with people watching television, but move to San Francisco and you can love the emergency alert system every Tuesday at noon. Anyway, I did a story about Android losing its luster, which, whoa, everyone was angry in there. Arctic Beetle wrote, "Dear Tech Feed, please don't resort to this style of attention-grabbing headlines. Android is dominating across the globe with 64% of all smartphone sales in Q1, followed by the Galaxy S4 selling 20 million units in just over 2 months." Yeah, that's true. I agree with you. I don't disagree with you. But I do disagree here because at the very beginning of the episode, very top of the episode, I stated I was going to be talking about the US market, not the world. I mean, it's unquestionable. Android is everywhere in the world. They make those cheap phones in developing markets, and that's where they're selling it. And the story was also more towards Apple is starting to make cheap phones, or will be making cheap phones by all the pictures and reports and rumors that we're seeing. And so they're going to try and go after that same market. And the whole story was about, could Apple bounce back with this? And like they have been, because Android has been flat in the United States. So anyway, the Margul, is that how you say his name? I don't know.
Marglue.
Marglue? I like Marglue. Marglue is my favorite kind of glue. Scott, I love you and I love this channel, but I thought it was in poor taste to call the drunk what I took as housewives as fat. I was talking about Dee Dee from the Samsung conference. Remember Dee Dee?
She wasn't fat.
She was a little fat. Dee Dee was like the fat friend of the hot girls. The drunk one. The one where they bring along because they feel sorry for her. You even called her fat in your story about her.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
I called her.
You called her
There was context for that. I wasn't randomly calling her fat. And because you're also a fat ass, Dee Dee, they've included S Health, an app that works as a pedometer, plus tracking your food intake and calories burned. Something about dating.
Yes, something about dating, where a lot of arguments happen. I was talking about getting dating feedback with Beta Dater. Porn equals happiness wrote in, "You would think the Debbie thing would get old fast, but it just gets funnier every single time." Really? My pain is funny to you? Porn equals happiness? That woman was a saint.
No, she wasn't.
Stop it.
She was a whore.
You called her fat.
No, I called her a whore.
You called her a fat whore.
No, I called her a whore of average weight.
A whore of average weight. You called her fat. Anyway, moving on. Call me Debbie.
Okay, so this is for our last WT event from last weekend, and I just want to throw this in there because numerous people in the comments accused us of being drunk in the video, and we weren't.
No, we weren't.
We just us having a good time.
We did it at 10:30 in the morning. Oh, heaven forbid, two people laugh and enjoy each other's company in front of a camera. Oh, they're drunk. Oh, they're drunk. No, if we were drunk, we wouldn't be able to speak. I wouldn't even be here if I was drunk.
You could, if I were drunk, I would be beet red.
Yeah.
We weren't drunk, we were just high.
Yeah.
No, we weren't high.
Right on.
Yeah. On heroin.
Black tar heroin. So good. Get it out front. Anyway, if you guys liked what you saw here, leave a comment down below, or better yet, subscribe to the channel. We'll be back in a couple of hours. Until next time, I'm Scott.
I'm Annie.
And we'll see you guys in 4 hours. That was some good black tar heroin.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's, good stuff.
Yeah. Mine actually tasted like black tar. I think it really was black tar.
I love the smell of tar,
Yeah.
I actually do like the smell of tar.
Do
Is
you
that
really?
weird?
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
It's kind of weird, right?
It's gross. Do you like the smell of dumpsters too?
A little bit.
Yeah. Well.